Breakfast with Spaniels with Dr. Judy Morgan.
Buddha. All you folks up north getting stuck with snow and cold weather. Ugh. Actually, kind of the middle of the country too. Not so bad here. I'll take it.
Remember, you can purchase all of Dr. Morgan's products at her website at www.drjudymorgan.com. Now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So we've been struggling, and I posted it on our Fine and Dandy page today. Little Lucky, my mom's miniature horse, is and it's a condition where basically a horse's hoof is our middle finger, and they pretty much walk on their middle finger because that's the millions of years ago horses had 5 toes, and so now they basically have gotten kind of down to this one in the middle. And in the middle of their hoof is a bone called the coffin bone, and the coffin bone is attached to the hoof wall with something called laminae, which are kind of like fingers that intertwine. And when those get inflamed, the hoof and the bone will actually separate from each other and pull those laminae apart. And it's really painful. And their feet get deformed, and it's just not a lot of fun. So our miniature horses are really, really prone to laminitis, and we have to be very, very careful with their diet. Can't make changes. They can't get too much grass. They have to have limited pasture time. You'll see a lot of miniature horses wearing muzzles out in the paddocks so that they can't overeat, because they will, and it affects their feet. And kind of difficult to treat. So our guys generally do pretty well, but for the past week and a half, my mom's little one, Lucky, who's going to be 23 in April, has just been so lame in her right front foot. She just kind of holds it out in front of her. She's been laying down in her stall when we get there in the morning. And I've been treating her with non-steroidal anti-inflammatory called Banamine. And I added some herbs into the protocol, and recently added another supplement, and I don't even know what the ingredient is because it's proprietary and they gave it some weird name, so who knows what it is. But she just wasn't really improving like I wanted her to. So I did a consultation with Dr. Joyce Harmon yesterday. Gwen was nice enough to set it up because she had set up a consultation for her Percheron, Goliath. And Dr. Harmon had some really great recommendations for Goliath, and he's doing really well. He's put on a lot of weight. He's back up over 2,000 pounds. He's a huge guy. So we set up a consultation with Joyce, and her practice is in Virginia. She's the equine guru. Really good. For those of you who have horses, if you are struggling with anything, I'd strongly recommend a consultation with her. She's great. So we added some homeopathics. We added an herb, Romania 11. I'm going to do some acupuncture on her. And it was just kind of a really great reminder of seasonality. And I've talked about this before, but I thought, I'm really good with other people's animals, but when it comes to my own, I just kind of go, ah. And I think a lot of us have that, if one of my kids got hurt, I was totally freaked out. But if somebody else's kid got hurt, I could be the cool, calm person. It's just kind of the way we are with our own animals and kids. So the season right now, winter, So January, February, very cold, not much humidity. It's very dry. The air is dry. And for particularly older animals who might suffer more with seasonal changes, this one in particular really brought about some issues for little Lucky. So winter is water season. So when we look at personalities, everything has a season and a color, but winter is the season of water, and that's the kidney element. So the kidney and bladder. And I took pictures of Lucky's tongue, and it's really interesting. For those of you who have been following us for a while, you know that I guess it's been 2 years now. I think it's 2 since my horse Rocky died, and he died in February. And part of the problem is the water is very cold in the buckets in the winter, and the horses won't drink as much. So their kidney element can get more dried out. And for older animals who might be suffering from kidney yin deficiency, which means they don't have enough moisture, their body is a little bit hot, a little bit dry, and then they're not drinking enough. Secondary to that, we have problems. So my horse Rocky, his problem was he got a gut impaction, and his gut actually ended up rupturing after a week of trying to treat him and moisturize and get things softened up, which is how we lost him. But we also see this in our small animals, cats. And I could never figure this out until I started studying Chinese medicine. We see more urinary blockages in cats in February than any other time of the year. The problem is they're getting kidney yin deficiency. Their urine is getting more concentrated. They're making more crystals, which are irritating. So the bladder makes more mucus to coat and soothe the inside of the bladder. And then that mucus and crystal gets together and forms a plug that causes an obstruction, and they can't urinate. So once I started studying Chinese medicine, it made perfect sense. Hey, we got to keep these cats drinking. We've got to keep them moisturized. Somebody messaged me just yesterday with her cat just diagnosed in kidney failure. And why would we see that now? Oh yeah, this is the time of the water element. So we're going to diagnose more problems with the water element. So what does that have to do with Lucky? Well, Dr. Harmon, I took pictures of Lucky's tongue and her teeth, and she said, wow, for her age, her teeth are much more worn than they should be. Well, what element controls the teeth? Oh yeah, that would be the water element. What element controls the bones? And we're talking about problems with the coffin bone down in her foot. Oh yeah, that would be the kidney element. So Lucky's problem is she's kidney yin deficient, and it's resulting in all these things that are causing issues for her and causing the lameness. So, and interestingly, I think I actually really contributed to this. I had bought, when we were short on hay last year, I bought some compressed chopped hay in bags. So like one bag is the size of a bale, but it actually has the equivalent of about 10 bales in it because it's chopped really fine. And it was part alfalfa and part grass. Our horses eat grass hay all the time. But I said, oh, I want to use this stuff up. So I started adding a handful of this shredded alfalfa Timothy mix into their food bowls just to give them a special treat because they really like it. Yeah, well, that special treat sent her into a tailspin. It contributed to her deficiency with having the alfalfa thrown in there, which is a little richer and a little more warmth producing. Well, that warmth didn't go over so well because she already is lacking cooling and moisture. So sometimes we, even those of us who should know better, sometimes we, make a mistake. So we've taken that out of her diet, and we've already started her on her herbs. Her homeopathic should be arriving today or tomorrow. We'll get those started. Sometimes it's good to kind of slow down and take a lesson and really think about the seasonality and our animals' personalities. Stop it. For those of you who haven't done it, go on my website, drjudymorgan.com. There is a free pet personality profile that you can download. There's also a human personality profile that you can download. You just download it, print it out, check off the little boxes, and see where your pet is out of balance. because it'll say what the normals are for that element and what the abnormals are for that element. And if you've got a lot of abnormals or problems in one particular category, then we've got to balance that and get them back into balance. So that's what we're doing with Lucky. Some diet changes, herbs, acupuncture, homeopathy, which is not my thing, but I'm really good at buying what I'm told to buy by somebody who does do homeopathy. So it was just a little reminder for me. And I do have a blog on pet personalities and feeding for the pet personalities, so you can look for that on the website as well. Thanks, Gwen. If you can find that blog on the TCVM personalities too, Gwen, and post a link to that. So, and you might want to do that pet personality profile seasonally with your pets to see what is out of balance each season, because it will change as we go through. So this is why arthritis for a lot of people and animals is much worse in the winter, because kidney element, bones. And so arthritis problems are going to show up. That's why we're all walking around with sore knees and sore fingers. And as we age and our kidney element starts to really decline. Okay, everybody, what's good for a 100-pound dog for anxiety? Look on the website under shop, click on shop, and it'll bring up anxiety, and it'll has like 2 pages of stuff. So, okay. I also would say CBD oil would be great for that, which go to naturallyhealthyhemp.com for that. Okie dokie. Everybody have a wonderful day. I got lots of busy stuff as usual. I do some banking today. Fun. All right. Everybody have a great day. Oh, let's see if I can find music. I think that perhaps, potentially, maybe I can. Do.
Welcome to
you're getting welcomed again. Is what it is. How does kidney relate to lung? So the lungs are responsible for taking moisture from the digestive system. It rises up. The lungs filter, send the bad moisture down to the kidneys for filtering out. So definitely has, and the lung is responsible for moisture to the skin. So sweating is responsible for our hair coat. Oh, I finally got through to B of A. Once you get a person on the phone, she was great. It took me 5 minutes. It was awesome. Just a struggle. Today's BB&T. BB&T, every branch except one in like a 5-county area was closed because they had a COVID outbreak. So we couldn't do any banking. So we have to go into Raleigh today to their one open branch. Not fun. All right, have a great day.